as well as Chrissy Bierce with the Siouxland Racing calendars. Those are available down at the souvenir stand as well. Plus, Chrissy might be walking through the grandstand area, so if you want one of those stands, get those calendars, wave her down. We're going to go green this time here in heat race number 1. Austin Honeycutt takes the lead. Connor Brown in second. Cheyenne McCulley third. Danny Vanderveen had trouble pulling out of the pit area, and looks like more trouble as that car slows down the backstretch. Sitting awful low as well. Wonder if something missed underneath the 69V car. But off turn number 4, a little bit of slip sliding around here in the fresh Speedway as Austin Honeycutt, your leader. Connor Brown second. Andrew Harris, Cheyenne McCulley, your top 4. Down the back stretch, everybody getting stretched out just a little bit as Honeycutt leads. He's going to slide up the track. Connor Brown trying to capitalize, as is Andrew Harris. But off of turn 4, comes back down the hill. Austin Honeycutt continues to lead lap number 2 here of heat race number 1 for your Sport Compact division. Everybody slip sliding around at the Speedway. Who can handle the lack of traction early on the best is Honeycutt. Has the 3A car moving forward pretty well, but goes hard into the corner. He's going to slide way up high in turns 3 and 4. Connor Brown trying to capitalize as well, but can't quite get there. It's still Honeycutt, your leader in the 3A. Connor Brown, Andrew Harris, your top 3 right together on the Speedway. Cheyenne McCulley 4th. And Danny Vanderveen seems to have gotten a little bit of speed in that machine. Have to wonder if what could be the issue for the 69V. Honeycutt again slides up the track a little bit, kicks that back end around. Connor Brown trying to capitalize, but still your top 3 cars running basically nose to tail around the Speedway. Honeycutt, Brown, and Harris, 1, 2, and 3. Harris took a quick peek to the inside of Connor Brown, but could not make that line stick. As your top 3 cars roll down the backstretch, Honeycutt takes that line again hard into the bottom of 3, slides way up the track. Connor Brown still trying to capitalize, but can't quite get that car pointed in the right direction as the white flag waves. One more time around Park Jefferson Speedway for the 3A of Austin Honeycutt. Honeycutt been out front the whole way, getting awful high in turn 1, but comes down the hill off 2, still holds on to that top spot. Honeycutt almost overdrive turn 1. But now Honeycutt will have Connor Brown and Andrew Harris right on his tail going into 3. Again, Honeycutt slides way up the track. Connor Brown not getting any grip as well. Brown kicks the tail end around. Andrew Harris trying to capitalize, but can't get there. Checkered flag out. Your heat race winner is the 3A of Austin Honeycutt. Second to Connor Brown. Andrew Harris third in the 22A. Cheyenne McCulley 4th. And rounding out the field, the 69V, that is Danny Vanderveen. Crossing the line in the 5th spot. Well, Austin Honeycutt took advantage of a front row starting spot and was able to hold off the field and pick up his heat race win. Driver of the 3A, Austin Honeycutt, heat race number 1 winner. Driver of the 13B, that's the Reaper chassis of David Bates. Once again, 5 cars, 6 laps the distance. Heat race number 2 for your IMCA Sport Compacts. Off of turn number 4, pace picks up. Hey, we got a good green flag. We got a good start this time. David Bates still trailing smoke out of that 13B. Seems like that car's been smoking for about 2.5 weeks, but it's awful fast, so apparently it isn't doing any damage to that car so far. Max Bonine takes the top spot. Cullen Gossage falls in second. Derek Boggs, Don Tank, and David Bates, your top 5 cars, right together on the speedways. Bates goes to the outside of Don Tank. Everybody slip sliding up in turn 4. Max Bonine going to be your leader off of turn number 4. Cullen Gossage second, Derek Boggs third, David Bates and Don Tank rounding out the field. Everybody staying bundled right together around Park Jefferson Speedway here in heat race number 2. David Bates little high, going to lose touch with the top 3 cars as Derek Boggs and Cullen Gossage go side by side for that runner-up spot. Out front, it is Max Bonine in the 14. Derek Boggs now second, Cullen Gossage, David Bates, Don Tank, the running order on the speedway. David Bates got a big run off turn 4, pulls up to the outside of Cullen Gossage. Gossage gives him a little hello there in turn 1. As both cars continue on, Bates with a good runoff, too. Again, he's going to pull right to the rear bumper of the 31 of Derek Boggs. Bates making some headway early on here in heat race number 2. Bates working the top side of the speedway, keeping the momentum wound up, keeping that car up to speed. As off of turn 4, drag race down the front stretch in the battle for second. Bonine continues to lead, but Bates a little high off 4, lost ground to Derek Boggs. As Boggs with a good run pulls up to the back of Bonine in turns 1 and 2. Bonine a little more apprehensive entering the corners than both Boggs and Bates. That's costing him a little bit of real estate on the speedway. But Bonine able to hold on to that top spot. Boggs goes to the bottom of the track in 3 and 4. Bonine down to block the back end, gets a little tail happy. They're going to come pretty much nose to tail down the front stretch. David Bates about 2 car lengths back. It's Bonine, Boggs, and Bates, your top 3. Derek Boggs to the inside of Max Bonine, trying to make a challenge for that top spot, but can't get it done as Bonine pushes up. Boggs gets a little sideways off of 2, gets her straightened back out. Boggs again working the very bottom side of the speedway. David Bates looks to the outside of Boggs in the battle for that second spot. As the white flag waves, 3/8 of a mile remain for Max Bonine out front in the 14. Derek Boggs, David Bates, Cullen Gostage, Don Tank, the running order on the speedway. Derek Boggs continues to try to find a way around Bonine. Bates tries to find a way around Boggs as they continue around into turns 3 and 4 one final time. Boggs dives to the bottom. David Bates dives to the top. But off turn 4, it makes not, matters not, wants not. Max Bonine, your heat race winner in the 14. Derek Boggs second, David Bates third, Cullen Gossage and Don Tank rounding out the field. Great battle at the front of the pack, and Max Bonine able to hold off both Derek Boggs and David Bates for the top spot in heat race number 2 for your IMCA Sport Compacts. Austin Honeycutt, Max Bonine picking up the heat race wins. Again, heat race number 1 set to go green here for your IMCA Sportmod. Starting on the pole, the 2 of Keith Sanders dances outside the 3, Nicholas Peters. 7 cars, 6 laps, pace picks up. Here we go. Nicholas Peters leads the field into turn 1, pushes way up the track. Here comes Keith Sanders back. Josh Blom, Carl Brewer all battling for position. 2 and 3 wide back in the pack. They're going crazy. Everybody trying to get to the front and get there in a hurry. As Nicholas Peters with a big push up the track, but he's going to hold the top spot. Meanwhile, Carl Brewer rolled off 5th. He's already up to 3rd and knocked on the door of Keith Sanders, trying to get to the front in that 13K. Cole Nordquist with a good run off of turn number 2. He's going to look at the inside of Brewer in a battle for 3rd. John Vanderweerd in the 44, Josh Blom the 25, your top 6 cars, as Nicholas Peters still leads in the 3. Carl Brewer takes a look to the inside of Keith Sanders, trying to work that bottom line of the speedway, but everybody getting the car wound up track very fast early on tonight as Nicholas Peters holds the top spot. Sanders slides up, that allows Brewer to get by, move the leader of the Brew Crew up to P2. It's Peters, Brewer, Sanders, and now battling for 4th spot, Cole Nordquist with that 4th spot. John Vanderweerd tried to make a move to the bottom of the speedway, but could not make it stick. As off of turn 4, Nicholas Peters slides up the track, but he holds on to your race lead. Doug Vermillion, the 72, having trouble, slowed down the front stretch. Looks like he's going to take that car into the infield down the backstretch behind all of the beautiful trucks from the Polina Truck Show. You'll see those in the infield area. But off of turn 4, we got a battle shaping up for the lead. Nicholas Peters holds the top spot with 1 to go, but Carl Brewer trying to find a way around the 3 car. Brewer hard into the corner, going to make that straightaway as long as he can to get a big run off too. Into turns 3 and 4, Brewer again sends it into the corner, going to dive to the bottom. Peters pushes up. Here they come for the race lead. Off of turn 4, picking up the win, the 13K, Carl Brewer. Nicholas Peters second, Keith Sanders, Cole Nordquist, and John Vanderweerd, your top 5. Peters had been having some handling issues. Car been pushing through the corners, been making it work, but the final time through turns 3 and 4, Peters pushed up the track, and Carl Brewer able to capitalize and pick up the heat race win. Driver of the 13K, the leader of the Brew Crew. From the 5th starting spot, Carl Brewer gets the heat race win. IMCA Point Mod Sport Leader, if you know. Coming up here to the announce booth, I've got, look out, everybody's running. Don't knock anybody over. Here we go. Green flag waves here in heat race number 2. Kendall Dirksen leads the field through turns 3 and 4, but here comes Connor Vanderweerd on the bottom. Vanderweerd with a good run on the corner. Connor Vanderweerd, your leader in the 21. Kendall Dirksen second. Jeff Brunson pushes up. He's going to try to take the 3rd spot, but Rupke crosses back over. Darren Rupke holds on to 3rd. Jeff Brunson 4th. Adam Sage 5th. John Foreman and Cody Thompson, the running order on the Speedway. As Thompson got too high in the first corner, lost a lot of ground to the field as Connor Vanderweerd out front. Connor Vanderweerd leads. Darren Rupke now second. Kendall Dirksen, Jeff Brunson, your top 4. Cody Thompson again high off 4. Going to lose some ground to the top 5. As Jeff Brunson looks to the inside of Kendall Dirksen in the battle for the 3rd spot. Brunson inside, Dirksen on the outside. Move Jeff Brunson up to P3. Connor Vanderweerd out front in the 21. Part of that Vanderweerd clan coming down from Granville every week. Darren Rumpke second. 3rd to Jeff Brunson, Kendall Dirksen, and Adam Sage, your top 5. White flag waves one more time around Park Jefferson Speedway. Off of turn 4, checkered flag waves. Your heat race winner here in heat race number 2 is the 21 of Connor Vanderweerd. Second to Darren Rupke, Jeff Brunson 3rd, Kendall Dirksen 4th, 5th Adam Sage, Cody Thompson, and the OK one stop 1J of John Foreman rounding out the field. And getting the advantage on the initial restart, gave him the lead that he would not give up. Winner of heat race number 2 is the 21 of Connor Vanderweerd. Your 6 cars, again, set to go 6 laps. Heat race number 3, 3rd and final heat race for your IMCA Sport Mods. Kleinsma and Edwardson bring the field to the green flag. Justin Kleinsma not getting up to speed, pushing up way up the track in 1 and 2. He's going to lose a couple, 3, 4 spots as Aaron Edwardson takes the top spot. Rusty Montang into the 2nd spot. Devin McMartin, Justin Kleinsma, Dudley Schroeder, your top 5. As Christopher Hendrickson having trouble in the 99C, looks like he's going to pull into the infield. 99C to the pits. As Aaron Edwardson leads the field, Montang, McMartin, Schroeder, and Kleinsma. Justin Kleinsma with a big push. The 1S car not handling well here in heat race number 3. Battle for 2nd as McMartin looks to the inside of Montang but cannot make it work. By the way, we always talk about Ditzy the Twister. For those of you here in the grandstand area, if you see the gentleman walking the front of the grandstand area, that is the beautiful work of Ditzy the Twister with her luxurious balloon sculpture skills. You can have one of those for your very own. Go back and see Ditzy the Twister throughout intermission. As Aaron Edwardson just pulling away here in heat race number 3. Rusty Montang 2nd, Devin McMartin, Dudley Schroeder your top 4, Justin Kleinsma in the 5th spot. But out front, getting the business on a Saturday night, Aaron Edwardson dominating heat race number 3 in the 16 machine. Over a half straightaway advantage for the Edwardson 16 machine off of turn number 4. This time by the white flag wave one more time around the 3/8 mile. For Aaron Edwardson, Rusty Montang, Devin McMartin, Dudley Schroeder Jr., your top 4 cars. Justin Kleinsma continues with that ill-handling 1S, trying to hold on and finish out here in heat race number 3. But your winner down the front stretch is the 16 of Aaron Edwardson. Second to Rusty Montang, Devin McMartin, Dudley Schroeder Jr. 4th. and Justin Kleinsma will round out the field here in heat race number 3 for your IMCA Sport Mods. Carl Brewer, Connor Vanderweerd, and driver of the 16 machine into turns 3 and 4, Aaron Edwardson. Your 3 drivers picking up heat race wins with the IMCA Sport Mods. Also, a big thank you once again to the big trucks from the Paulina Truck Show. Your starting lineup looks like this for the Sport Compact main event. Starting on the pole, the 14C of Cheyenne McCulley. To her outside, the 14 of Max Bonine. Row 2 to the inside. He picked up a heat race win a little bit earlier tonight, the 3A of Austin Honeycutt. To Austin's outside, the 21M of Cullen Gossage. Row 3 to the inside, the 69V of Danny Vanderveen. To his outside, the 1 is Don Tank. Row 4 inside, the 35X of Connor Brown. The outside, the 31 of Derek Boggs. Andrew Harris rolls off on the inside of the 22A with David Bates, the 13B, your point leader outside of row number 5. 10 cars set to go 12 laps the distance. Green flag waves as we go feature racing for the IMCA Sport Compacts. They're 5 wide down the front stretch. Connor Brown on the bottom, Andrew Harris with a big run. Max Bonine and Cullen Gossage somehow avoids all that, comes out in the lead. Cullen Gossage, Max Bonine, Andrew Harris, your top 3 cars. Harris at the bottom of the speedway trying to find the bottom line to his liking, but can't quite get the advantage off of turn 4. Cullen Gossage, your leader. Derek Boggs having trouble. Looks like that right front tire flat on the 31. 31 with a flat right front. He's going to head to the pit area. As your leader down the backstretch is still Cullen Gossage, getting heavy pressure from Max Bonine in the 14. Andrew Harris in the 3rd spot. Whatever issues Danny Vanderveen was having earlier tonight seems to have got him sorted out. Whoa, look out. As soon as I say that, Danny Vanderveen completely misses turn 1. Goes off the top of the speedway, pulls back on track. He's going to lose a bunch of real estate. Danny Vanderveen all the way to the back of the pack. Now your leader off turn 4 is the 21M of Cullen Gossage. Under pressure from Max Bonine, Andrew Harris, Ashton Honeycutt. And in the 5th spot, the 1 of Don Tank. Gossage and Bonine 1 and 2. Andrew Harris in the 3rd spot. Out front, it's Cullen Gossage in the 21M. Gossage continues to lead over Bonine, Harris, Honeycutt, and Tank, your top 5. Brown, McCulley, Bates, and Vanderveen all battling back in the pack. As your leaders come off turn 4, Max Bonine going to try to get to the rear bumper of Gossage down the front stretch as we are halfway home. Max Bonine finding a different line around the track. Trying to get around Gossage, but Gossage very strong in that 21M. It's Gossage, Bonine, Harris, your top 3. Austin Honeycutt on an island all by his lonesome. Got a full straightaway to himself in 4th. Don Tank 5th. Meanwhile, back in the pack, a great battle with Connor Brown, Danny Vanderveen, Cheyenne McCulley, and David Bates all battling right together on the track. But your leaders into 3 and 4 is still Cullen Gossage. Top 3 cars a full straightaway ahead of the battle, or the 4th place running Austin Honeycutt. Andrew Harris thought about getting to the inside of Bonine but could not find the line. With a very fast raceway, you have to keep your momentum up in the Sport Compact division. And right now, the best car at managing that momentum is the 21M of Cullen Gossage. Gossage, Bonine, Harris running 1, 2, 3, equal distance apart around Park Jefferson Speedway. Austin Honeycutt cruising into the 4th spot. 5th is Don Tank. This time by the flag stand, the big bed sheets out. One more time around. Cullen Gossage trying to pick up his first feature win here at Park Jefferson Speedway. Max Bonine 2nd. 3rd is Andrew Harris. Cars getting stretched out all the way around Park Jefferson Speedway. We're going to go green to checkered here in the IMCA Sport Compact main event The devil checkered flags are out. He bobbles up the bottom of the speedway, but it's still going to get the win. Colin Gossage to victory lane. Max Bonine second. Andrew Harris in the third spot. Fourth will go to the driver of the 3A, Austin Honeycutt. And Don Tank, the old-timer, going to round out the top 5. Danny Vanderveen, David Bates, Connor Brown, Cheyenne McCulley rounding out the field. But how about this? Not very often you get to say it, but for the first time in his career at Park Jefferson Speedway, your feature winner is the 21M Colin Gossage. We'll get him down there in the victory lane. Coming down the front stretch, he was pumping his fist. You got to think he's going to be awful excited to be in a victory lane here tonight at Park Jefferson Speedway. Again, a big thank you to Classic Hits 106.3 and ESPN Radio 1570 from Vermilion and Yankton, your local stations. Coming into the night, your IMCA Sport Mods, your point leader is Cody Thompson with 4 feature wins in 5 nights. But with some trouble in his heat race, Cody Thompson starting deep in the pack. He's scheduled to roll off 17th. With only 16 laps the distance, can Cody Thompson make his way to the front? Can Rusty Montang roll off from the 9th spot and get a second feature win of the season, or will we have a first-time winner this season? We've got 16 laps to find out. We're set to go feature racing with the IMCA Sport Modifieds. Your front row once again, the 2 of Keith Sanders, the 212 of Kendall Dirksen. Through turns 3 and 4, pace picks up. Let's get to it. Green flag racing. Three wide down the front stretch, still 3 wide in 1 and 2. Connor Vanderweerd shoots up the middle of the 21 car up to 3rd. As down the back stretch into turns 3 and 4, Keith Sanders leads Kendall Dirksen. Big run up through the corner. Carl Brewer checks up. Trouble for the 13K of Brewer. As he's going around, Carl Brewer, the flat right front on the 13K. Brewer going to take the 13K to the pits as he's got a flat right front tire on the 13. Kendall Dirksen pushes up the track awful high in turns 3 and 4. He's going to lose a couple spots. Keith Sanders still your leader. Connor Vanderweerd now second. Austin Edwards scrapes the front stretch wall. Caution on the speedway. Caution on the speedway. The 16 machine, Aaron Edwardson, scraped the front stretch wall and slowed into turn 1. Up in the flag stand, poised, ready to go. Pace picks up. Green flag waves. We're back racing with 2 laps scored complete, 14 to go. Sanders working the top side of the speedway, but Connor Vanderweerd up the inside, trying to take over the race lead. Can't get it done. Nicholas Peters third, but Darren Rumpke shot out of a cannon, the 47 up to 4th. Dudley Schroeder to the bottom, trying to get around Kendall Dirksen as well. Different lines around the speedway beginning to come in as everybody slip sliding around high, low, and in between. Keith Sanders continues to lead in the 2, under pressure from Connor Vanderweerd. Nicholas Peters, Darren Rumpke, Dudley Schroeder to the top 5. Connor Vanderweerd up the inside, trying to get around around Sanders for the race lead, but can't get it done off turn 2. Again, Vanderweerd inside, Sanders outside, but Sanders keeps the motor down, holds on to that top spot for now, under heavy pressure from Connor Vanderweerd, and Nicholas Peters wants to join this party. Peters sideways in turn 1, down in the mud. Oh, heartbreak city for Nicholas Peters. Nicholas Peters making a move for the 2nd spot, got the tail end around, and ended up in Lake at the bottom of turn 1. Car I can't see. The 47 of Darren Rumpke, Dudley Schroeder, Cole Nordquist. Off of turn 4, checkered flag, or green flag waves, and we're racing. Darren Rumpke, a big run up the inside. Contact with Sanders. Sanders goes around to the top of turn number 2. Vanderweerd and Rumpke side by side into turns 3 and 4. Sanders stops at the top of turn 2. And we will have caution for the 2 of Keith Sanders. An aggressive move from Darren Rumpke. Started outside of row 2, was trying to take over the top spot. in essentially almost a three-way battle for the lead, but Keith Sanders caught the worst end of the deal as Sanders goes around the top of turn 2. Cody Thompson taking advantage of all these restarts, moving up the field. Pace picks up. Connor Vanderweerd says, let's go green. Vanderweerd leads the field. Rupke and Schroeder side by side as Dudley Schroeder got some left side damage. He's got that left door panel kind of out in the breeze like Batman. As off of turn 4, Connor Vanderweerd, your leader. Cole Nordquist with a big run in the 10N. He's going to pull up to the quarter panel of the 23 JR. Rusty Montang going to join it as well. As up front, it's Connor Vanderweerd, Darren Rupke, Dudley Schroeder, Cole Nordquist, and Rusty Montang, your top 5. Cody Thompson at the top of the speedway around Devin McMartin. Move Cody Thompson up another spot. Meanwhile, the 99C, Christopher Hendrickson, could come into play as your leaders barreling down on the 99C here very quickly on after the restart. How will your leaders handle the lap traffic? Jeff Brunson and Rusty Montang battle for position back in the pack. As Hendrickson slides up right in front of your leader. Your leader having trouble getting around Hendrickson, but does. Dudley Schroeder looks to the inside of Darren Rupke in a battle for second. They're the next cars that will have to handle the Hendrickson machine. Hendrickson spins in front of second and third. Hendrickson spins the 99C car. Your leader got by as well. We got a car spun here in turn 4 as well. That's the 16 of Aaron Edwardson. Both cars spin. Devin McMartin, Carl Brewer inside the top 10 as Connor Vanderweerd picks the pace up. The green flag waves. He slides up. Rupke looks to the inside of Vanderweerd, all ready for the lead. Vanderweerd leads. Rupke trying a little bit lower line. As Vanderweerd able to pull away. Rusty Montang up the inside of Cody Thompson in the battle for that 6th spot. Cody Thompson goes around. Look out. Pile up in turn 4. Josh Blom caught up. Carl Brewer, Adam Sage, Kendall Dirksen all caught up in turns 3 and 4. Connor Vanderweerd, your leader. 2 laps remain. Vanderweerd, Rupke, Schroeder, Nordquist, Brunson. Green flag on a green, white, checkered finish. Connor Vanderweerd, your leader. Second is Darren Rupke, Dudley Schroeder third. Nicholas Peters, all kinds of squirrely back in the pack, but your leaders into turns 3 and 4. The white flag flies one more time around for Connor Vanderweerd. Everybody trying to fight for positions here on the final lap around the speedway. Jeff Brunson trying to get around Cole Nordquist for 4th. Rupke goes to the bottom. Rusty Montang has to get around Brunson, but can't get it done. Checkered flag out. Feature winner, Connor Vanderweerd. Darren Rupke, Dudley Schroeder, Cole Nordquist, and Jeff Brunson, your top 5. Oh, what a green-white checkered finish. Lots of passing back in the pack and picking up the feature win. Picking up his 2nd ever win here at Park Jefferson Speedway, rolling down the front stretch right now. Again, Victory Lane celebrations after the races tonight. Your feature winner, the 21 of Connor Vanderweerd.